Welcome everyone to another top 10. I'm Old School Gamer 1971. Millie, Lloyd, everyone, I hope you're all having a great day. Before we begin, if you enjoy this video, please like, comment and share. Check out my channel and subscribe, as it helps the channel grow and puts a big old smile on this old face. Today's top 10 is TV series that will make great games. This is something that I would like to talk to you about. The TV series has been a big part of my life, these series in particular. Gaming now takes up most of my time, however some series no longer exist anymore. Now I see many games are coming back, new and improved. Now I think that gaming is growing as a viable medium, so if we can resurrect games, can't we bring back TV series as well? Now I could just list 10 quite easily, but I've also listed what genre that I will put those games in, so if you have any ideas, list them down below in the comments. I've also tried to avoid TV series with games out already, unless there is a change in the genre, totally different to how the game originally came out. My number 10, Jonathan Creek. This was a great series as it's showing you at the beginning what happened and you have to find out the how and or who committed the crime. This could be a fantastic narrative experience or hidden object game. Set in the UK, there is plenty of places that this could be set in and it would just fit. The series was about being intelligent, geeky and yet cool somehow. No, I don't see how that all works at once as well. This is a very British series, but one that is very appealing to foreign markets as well as our own, bringing Jonathan Creek to a whole new generation, a whole new audience. If done right, this could kickstart the series again. If you don't know what this is, and if you like quirky stuff, check it out. The series does not insult your intelligence. The humour and characters could be brought over from the series. The format will work really well as a game. PS, this will work well as an FMV game also, especially with the original cast. My number 9, Kung Fu. Being honest, there was a lot of these series for a while. The formula was, someone needs help or is being bullied, and our hero or group must save the day and drive the bad guys away. Sometimes the series would have a big bad boss. Normally there will be a moral to the story. Series such as The Incredible Hulk, Wonder Woman, The A-Team and many others including Kung Fu. So why game around this all these years later? I found out very recently that the person who pitched Warner Brothers the premise for the Kung Fu series was none other than Bruce Lee. He would play the lead role and they turned it down. A couple of years later, David Carradine was put into the role. I think an open world game, a single player experience, or better still, a choice or co-op with both David Carradine and Bruce Lee. Keep the whole small town thing and taking down the bullies. Set in the 1970s, you could have other stars of that era in this. I watched this over the years and feel that the right software house, this game could be something special. Whether it's set in a small town or something bigger, you could help out the town folk and help them overcome the enemy. But more than that, putting Bruce Lee into the game, they stole his idea and it will be cool to see it go full circle. Number 8, V. It was a TV series twice over and is about an alien invasion. It all starts off friendly enough, but soon their real intentions were made apparent. A resistance is born that wants to take the world back. Here I see the possibility of two games, one of the humans and one of the aliens. I can see it being like the Division 2, you know, missions bleeding into missions. This was a great series that had many iconic scenes. The one with the guinea pig and Baby V. The one with the rat and Baby V. Ask Miles about Baby V. To me, it was the start of Robert Englund's career. He had already made Horror Motel and The Galaxy of Terror previously, but this came out before A Nightmare on Elm Street, and I feel that V put him on the map. Other characters could also be used. I think this could work either brought up today or set in the 1980s, sort of Stranger Things. This could work either as a big budget game or as an indie title. With team co-op becoming such a big thing right now, you could play for either side, ending with either an attack on the mothership or the last of mankind in an underground base. The first time this came out as a TV series, it had in some ways been ahead of its time. The second coming, so to speak, felt a little dated in places. Maybe it is the game that can finally get this right. My number 7, Scream. Rest in peace, Wes Craven. I never felt that a TV series based on a slasher movie could work, but I am happy to admit I was wrong. All the seasons so far have all been story driven, with surprise twists and slasher mythos. It is all here. Now, a Dead by Daylight thing has just happened, and it would be easy to say make a game like Until Dawn, which would be brilliant by the way. So instead I am thinking more upon the lines of Clock Tower 3, Remothered Tormented Fathers, where you will be chased and will be looked to be hiding, escaping everywhere. You have to work out who it is and why. You could go into panic mode if you see someone killed or find a body. The Ghostface mask is iconic, and I grew up with many Wes Craven movies. So how about we make a game paying homage to one of his greatest creations, so his art will never be forgotten? And how about Stewie as DLC? And those jump scares would be great. My number 6, Farscape. Now I know there's been a game released already, a real-time strategy game. To me, this is one of the best sci-fi series ever. It was one of my mum's favourites, and I have to thank one Mr. Shane Herbert for the introduction. To me, we need a game that will reflect the series better. I think the Mass Effect game style would work rather well. Farscape has a deep enough lore to warrant a game like this. The characters themselves are entertaining and have decent backstories. The aliens and the spacecraft, all top notch, not just in look and construction, but they have living ships in the Farscape universe. Scarrans, Peacekeepers, especially Scorpius, all look damn good. They finished the initial story, Sky bought the rights and made the Peacekeeper Wars. But there is so many more stories yet to be told. Maybe years later on Moya, with a brand new band of misfits, you could choose the way to align yourself, maybe joining either the Scarrans or the Peacekeepers, or maybe a ragtag band of escapees. There is easily enough to pad out a game or 3. My number 5, Red Dwarf. So let's start by saying this only happens with the original cast. Next up, game style, A Way Out. Imagine a 4-player adventure helping, hindering one another. With the show's humour, this could be great and could use episodes from the series as foundations for levels. Helpful hints and sarcastic comments could be dished out in equal measure by Holly. This series has so many great episodes that could be used. For me, Back to Reality, Better Than Life or Polymorph. The characters in Red Dwarf are outstanding and the banter throughout would never get old. Oh, and one more thing. This should look tacky as part of the series' charm. As if you make this look too good, it would just ruin it. Oh, can we also please have Ace Rimmer in it? Number 4, Cobra Kai. For anyone who's been living under a rock, this is a follow-up to the original Karate Kid movies. The series has been a big hit and is entertaining as hell. The story follows the lives of Johnny and Daniel years later, with other characters from the movies, starring the original cast, with a new generation of characters along for the ride. Once this video is done, if you like Karate Kid, go and check it out. The game needs to really be a bit of a mishmash, so maybe a bit of Life is Strange for the story bits crossed with a bit of Tekken. The results of the fights could affect the story, and the story could affect the fights. To me, the humour would transfer to the game. The story is great, and I think it would all come together to make this one hell of an entertaining game. Oh, and get the rights to Joe Esposito, the best around, and it will all be gravy. My number 3, Wire in the Blood. I will say this right now, it's a bit of fan service because I love the series. So first up we have to explain the name. Tainted blood. Saying it's in your blood whether or not you were born to kill or not. The series was about a doctor, Tony Hill, a criminal psychologist who provides police with profiles for criminals. After 6 series it ended on a big cliffhanger. The crimes were horrific in many cases. A lot of other TV series would not even touch the subject matter that this series did. The series was sold around the world and had a fan base that wanted more. There are many books written by Val McDermid, 11 so far, the latest of which is this year. But the stories are very different. Only one episode was ever based on the books, Mermaid Singing. The series never felt over, and certainly there is more stories that could be told on a new medium. The characterisation is fantastic and certainly, if done right, has the legs for a series of games. To me, it should be a full motion video game. Yes, you would have to recast, but if you got that cast right, it could be a success. My penultimate entry, Twin Peaks. David Lynch and Mark Frost created an amazing world with amazing characterisation and a deep story, let alone how it stylistically changed television forever. So many TV series would not have existed without Twin Peaks coming first. Now I know not everyone liked the 2nd or 3rd seasons. However, with how long has been left between the seasons, many of the actors and actresses have passed away. So if anything, the longer it's left off air, the less of the original cast there will be. However, video games could be the answer. I would love to be in a world created by Frost and Lynch. The stories, characters, it could have the wealth of information for you to discover. And for the Twin Peaks game, go back to the beginning of Season 2 and make the story as you originally planned. So no network interference. There is the story they wanted to tell. Make it in the style of LA Noire. You could play as the police and investigate the murder and other goings on within the town. You could recreate Twin Peaks and use the facial mapping to great effect. David spent years claiming he wanted a very different Season 2. One which you may never find out who killed Laura Palmer. So David, here is your chance. My number 1, Ash vs the Evil Dead. Now I know there's another Evil Dead movie in the works, but wait a minute, what becomes of the series? To me it was a great series with amazingly dark humour, starring Bruce Campbell and other people, Donna De Lorenzo and Ray Santiago for those interested. It was such a fun series that took the humour of the movies to a whole other level of grotesque. They got it bang on. I would describe it as disgustingly entertaining, but it got cancelled after lacking viewing figures. So let's take the Dead Rising game engine and make a marriage made in heaven or hell depending upon what way you want to look at it. I was thinking of the number of enemies on screen and chopping people up. I think that if the movie doesn't finish up Ash vs the Evil Dead, then let's have an up to 4-player co-op game. Right now the game engine is just gathering dust. It could get a new lease of life with a game infested with deadites. It would be a bloodbath. What we need is a game that memorialises Ash, as Bruce Campbell has said he doesn't want to return to the role, and puts him into gaming legend. And it's done. Hope you all enjoyed this top 10. There's plenty more content like this on my channel. Check it out, and if you would, spread the word. Enjoy your day, one and all. Old School Gamer 1971 signing off.